2024 has been off to a great start with many good games, big and small, coming out what feels like every other week. But none of them, not even Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, has managed to fully overtake my life as this one little indie has. A seemingly simple roguelite deck builder that slowly reveals it to be the video game version of crack. And that game is of course Balatro. I started hearing rumblings about this game already late last year, as I do watch this small unknown Twitch streamer called Northern Lion, and I'm a simple man. If he gives a game his stamp of approval, it does pique my interest. So I decided to give Balatro a shot, and a couple days ago I passed a milestone I'm not sure I'm proud of. I had played Balatro over 100 hours. So what makes Balatro such an addicting and clever little game that I could spend that much time with and not get tired of it? Every run of Balatro starts you with a deck of cards. There are 16 unlockable decks, each with their own benefits or special effects. Your goal for the run is to get through 8 antes of 3 rounds, increasing in difficulty. Each round there's a certain amount of chips you have to gather, and you get chips by playing poker hands. Every hand gives you a certain amount of chips and a multiplier. The better the hand, the higher the amounts. From lowly high cards to a royal flush and beyond. For each round you get a certain amount of hands and discards, so it's up to you to either play few of lower tier hands or fish for a big score with one hand. There are also boss rounds where the game strikes you with a negative modifier that you gotta play around. And if you want, you can also skip rounds for a specific benefit or a tag. After you reach the required score, you're done with the round and the game gives you a little money to spend in the shop. In the shop you can buy vouchers to give you a perk for the whole run, booster packs of playing cards, arcana cards, planet cards, spectral cards, and most importantly, special jokers. Arcana cards you can use to modify your deck and playing cards. You might be able to turn cards into other cards, add bonuses, change their suit, or even destroy them. Planet cards improve the base scores of different hands, and spectral cards can have a big effect on your cards, but they usually come with some sort of drawback. With all of these, you can already have a massive effect on your run. You might want to modify your deck to have a lot of specific suit to give you easier access to flushes, or have a lot of the same rank and bonuses to boost your 4 of kinds. That amount of variety and ability to affect the decks is already pretty engaging, and then the game adds its ace in the sleeve, pardon the pun, the jokers. The jokers are special cards that you can only have few, but they can add a massive ability to boost your scores. They can add chips when you play specific cards or hands, they can give you money when certain requirements are met, or most importantly can boost your multipliers by adding flat amounts or multipliers on top of multipliers. Some of the jokers on their self can have an impact on your run, but choosing the correct ones to synergize with your other jokers and the cards in your deck is the key to success, as the required scores go up very fast. At the start of your run you might only need couple hundreds to pass around, but later on those required scores can go up to millions and even billions. And that is where the game's brilliance lies. The poker aspect almost seems to vanish and the game becomes a big math problem for you to solve. And solving that math problem is what creates the addiction. When you discover a new combo of jokers and playing cards is incredibly satisfying, and seeing the synergies work in action gives you a massive dose of serotonin. The pure joy of playing your hand and hearing all that ding 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 as your multiplier goes up and up. Just genius design. Okay, so that early enjoyment easily carries the game for the first 20ish hours of the game, as you unlock new decks and jokers and discover new ways to get through runs. After that, my mentality towards the game switched a little bit. Then my gaming became more goal-oriented. The first goal: to get through a run on the highest stakes. Stakes are the game's difficulty modifiers, and there are 9 of them for each deck. Each deck adds some negative effect to your run, either by having less discards, some rounds not giving you any money, required score scaling faster, etc. This creates a satisfying difficulty curve, but also reveals the game's one core issue. At higher difficulties, getting a good start to the run is very important, so I ended up doing the cheesy strat of just restarting the run until I got a seed that had great tags on the first ante, so I could just skip the first 2 rounds for the benefits and going straight to the boss round, and in the boss rounds I would have to fish for flushes, straights and full houses, as lower hands wouldn't be enough. The game got really repetitive because of this constant restarting. Getting the gold stake, the highest one, took a lot of time, but finally managing to beat the run with it was satisfying and gave me the energy to keep going with the game. After clearing gold stake with one deck at around 40 hours, my next goal was to fill the collection, aka finding all the jokers, vouchers, cards and tags. This was the roughest grind, as a lot of it was based on RNG to find all the jokers and vouchers during runs. It took me an additional 30 hours to do, and to be honest, that part was a bit frustrating. But I got it done and did manage to do some stake grinding in the meanwhile. After that, I wanted to do another gold stake run for another deck and got that done quite fast. After playing 80 hours of the game, I finally felt that I had cracked the game, really understanding how to manipulate the game's economy and seeing benefits in jokers that were not quite apparent when I first started playing. At this point I thought it was finally time to face the game's special challenge mode. The challenge runs gives you very specific conditions and modifiers that you gotta follow. When I first tried them dozens of hours earlier, I thought they were quite impossible, but now I had gained enough knowledge where I could actually understand the puzzle and know what jokers and boosters I needed to finish them. And as I crossed the 100-hour mark, I have been able to get through most of them. So here I am, with over 100 hours spent in Balatro. Do I regret spending so much time with the game? Not at all. Balatro is one of those perfect games I can play while watching streams, listening to podcasts or music and just chill. It offers a perfect level of difficulty and RNG where you have to use your brain to get through it, but doesn't require 100% of your attention. Will I continue to play more Balatro? Probably. I want to finish the challenge runs at least, but I think that is where my active Balatro career will stop. I don't think I want to go for the full 100% completion of beating every deck on gold stakes, or even worse, beating gold stake with every single of the 150 jokers. That is a bit too far for me. But Balatro is a very special game. There has not been an indie game that has totally captured my attention like this since Vampire Survivors back in 2020. It's pure brilliance in all its mechanics and presentation. And speaking of presentation, I want to end this video by giving a huge shout out to the game's most underappreciated aspect, the soundtrack. And when I said soundtrack, I mean the one and only music track and its variation. Even after 100 hours, I'm still not tired of it. It's magical like the whole game around it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found the review interesting. Have you played Balatro yet? I know I can't be the only one who got addicted to this game like this. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe for more. Thank you and have a great day.